and welcome back. Technically, this is Island Living episode 16. Technically, but not really. We've got some gameplay playing in the background. Actually, create a sim at the moment, but there is some gameplay of just my sims. We'll be looking at just kind of like all of... What's his name? Oh my goodness. Archie and Mia's children. Oh, that was a bit of a brain fart, but anyways, we'll be looking at Archie and Mia's children just as teenagers. We'll be aging them up, looking at them, dressing them, you know, all that fun stuff. And also we make a female sim as well to just kind of play with when we'll be doing Realm of Magic. But yeah, I don't know, we've got some cute stuff. You can just watch that while I ramble, which I actually have a lot to ramble about today. I mean, I always have a lot to ramble about, don't I? But we've got a lot. Like, I've got this notebook here. Well, not a notebook. It's a Word document, and it's 1,000 words of dot points. So, I've got a lot to ramble on. So, we're doing our final thoughts review thing at episode 16. Which means we had 15 episodes of gameplay, which I think is really telling of how much stuff you get in this pack when considering we were rushing to fit everything into other packs within a 30 episode thing. So, yeah, that's I think really sums it up. Underwhelming, disappointing. Yeah, you know, look. That's okay. Look, it's not a bad pack. It just, I wanted more. So, but we're going to talk about all the things. I'm going to start off with Creator Sip because that's what I look at first. Usually when I'm looking at a pack, I don't know about you guys, but that's what I look at. So I figured we'd talk about it. The hairs were nice. That's really all there really is to say about them. I would have preferred maybe one or two more male hairs. We only got, I think it was maybe one or two male hairs and then a couple unisex hairs. And I think we got 3 or 4 female hairs, and a lot of those were unisex as well, which I mean is okay, but I would have preferred to see some more. So that was a bit lackluster, I suppose. And the clothes, there wasn't any complaints. I had some complaints with the Get Famous clothes. As you know, the clothes here were good quality clothes. There wasn't anything that I noticed that was wrong with them. I really preferred the male Creator Sim stuff. I don't know what it was, but I just really liked all the male stuff. I don't know. I feel like females have a lot of clothes anyways. They usually get more stuff, but I think it was the opposite this time. I could be wrong with that, but I really appreciated all the extra like male swimwear we got, and I feel like it was good pack. Like, we got a lot of stuff, and I felt like the stuff that we got for the boys were really good. So I'm really happy with the male Creator Sim. A couple other things I was really happy with as well. Sorry. Brain farting again. How can I brain fart with notes in front of me? Anyways, look, it's because I don't normally do notes. You know me, I normally like to wing it, but I wanted to talk about a lot of things, so I needed to do notes. So I liked the toddler floaties. They were really cute, but I wish they were enabled for all ages. I know some CC creators have enabled them, but I don't know. I have a couple vanilla saves. I wish they were enabled for everything, but that's just me. I also appreciate that the sarongs were gender neutral. Because, like, I mean, come on. My boys can wear sarongs too. Like, you know, I don't know. That's just me. One other thing I did want to point out that I would have preferred a couple more basic clothes that maybe would have worked in other worlds. It's kind of like hard because like obviously you do want some kind of niche stuff, but I don't know. I would have maybe preferred like 1 or 2 more pairs of shorts that were just like cargo shorts instead of swim shorts. Like, you know, I don't know, that sounds like really vague and stuff, but I would have preferred something that was a bit more that I could wear everywhere, because at the moment, like, you know, they gave us a lot of swimwear, which is fine because they're swimming a lot in Island Living, but I would have preferred some stuff that was just like I don't know, a plain t-shirt you put on that's just nicely designed and some nice shorts or maybe some jeans, like just some kind of like casual wear instead of a swimwear. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with what they gave us. Like, I'm really happy with what they gave us. I just would have wanted something a bit plainer and genericer. I don't know, that sounds like really like counterproductive, but I feel like it's very niche, but I'm happy with the stuff they gave us. I would have just liked to see a little bit more. So, that's pretty much all I have to say for Cass, but I want to talk about build now. So, I like the new build items. They are really vibrant, they fit the theme, they're cute, and I also want to point out that they are, then while they're kind of tropical, and some of them are obviously more tropical than others, it can translate really well into a modern home. The counters are really, like, they're sleek and modern. They look good. And so does the furniture, most of it. Obviously, you know, there is some, those tropical tones, but I feel like there's, like, a more of a tropical undertone in everything. So I think it applies really well in different circumstances, I guess. I think more modern homes, because it wouldn't really work in like a classic Victorian. You're not gonna have like a bamboo chair, whatever, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like it fits well for modern stuff. What else did I feel about build mode? So they added a new thatch roof, which is like the grassy kind of roof in Island Living. I think it was in Island Living. It could have been in the patch with Island Living. I really don't know, because I usually open the game. I'm like, oh, wow, look at all this stuff. I've got new stuff. So they've added that, and I really appreciate that what they've done is they've added a new roof trim. So you can have a matching roof trim. I think that's awesome, because, like, you know, you don't want to have, like, just the standard white roof trim with your, like, thatch roof. Like, it looks weird, but they added a new one, and I think that's really good. So, like, props to EA for thinking of that. Like, 10 out of 10. It's like a subtle thing, but it's really important, and I'm glad they did it. And my last thing I wanted to mention in build mode, if you use the new cheat code they gave us recently, the BB Show Live Edit Objects, I believe that's what it is, you can use the coral. So I think this is really cool, because you can put it in a pool. You can do some fun stuff with that. So I just wanted to point that out there. And I thought that was a really cool feature, because previously, if you tried to make like underworld lots or like sunken homes that have like underwater views and stuff, it looks a bit plain, because I mean, not plain, but you can put some rocks in, you can put some plants in, but like, that's about all you can do. And it looks not like a tropical underwater. It looks just like maybe like a lake or something. But I really like now that you've got the corals and stuff. I think it's really pretty. So that's it for build. So I've broken up the gameplay part of my rambles into a couple different sections. We talk about the new world, the new aspiration, the new careers, the local culture, the mermaids, and yeah, so those are the kind of 5, is it 5 things that I wanted to talk about? It is 5. So let's start with the world. So it's really pretty. It's really cool. Like, it is stunning. The visuals for this world are amazing. So there's a new waterfall place. It's a place you can woohoo. It's pretty cool. There's a decent amount of lots. The starters have toilets. I just wanted to point that out there, because Get Famous lots, a lot of them didn't have toilets. So I just wanted to point out that our lots have toilets. So that's great. What else did I like? I like how the islands are separated. So in Island Living, you probably know, but there's like 3 kind of different central hubs. And what they've done is they've really done a good vibe at like making 3 islands that, while they're the same, they're different. So you've got the kind of like, I would say the more richy modern end island, which is one of the the islands you got. Then you've got the kind of like, you got your locals, you maybe have a couple tourists coming there, you know, like that's like a main thing. And then you've got the real kind of like out of town hippie kind of island where, like, you know, that's where the waterfall is. Like, you know, it's kind of like a bit more isolated, you know, it kind of does a good vibe at making, you know, it seem like there's 3 different islands to live on, because they all have kind of different vibes, and, you know, there's kind of different stuff, and like, I don't know, I think they've done a really good job with that, because you like, you know, you could put all your like celebrities on the rich island, and then you could just have all the locals on one, and then you could have like the crazy hippies on the other. You're like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I really like that they kind of divided it like that, because they, I don't know, I know they do that with like worlds, but they, I don't know, it works really well having all these separate little districts. So I really liked that. I thought that was cool. So let me see. The other thing I really liked is if you clean up the island, it improves. So things look greener, you know, you get more flowers, da 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 da. You can also have a really cute event, turtle hatching. We showed it off in, I think it was episode 14. There's like some turtles and they hatch and it's really cute, and they walk to the beach, and I don't know, it's cute. So I thought that was really fun. So now for the kind of the downsides, I guess, of the world. The water, rooting, pathing, whatever you want to call it, is bad. There's no other way to put it. Like, it's like, I don't know, they can walk in a straight line to some place, but then instead of walking from one side of the beach to the other side of the beach, which is the quickest route, they get in the water and swim out to the ocean and then swim back to the other side of the beach. It's just like, it's a bit off, and I do know that all the other EA games, well, not other EA games, but other Sims 4 like versions, not Sims 4, Sims 3. I can't really speak for Sims 2, that wasn't like an open world ocean, but I know a lot of games do have problems with this because there's no like set path. It's not like, you know, go X to Y, like, you know, there's not like a set path that Sims are following. They can kind of go out, and so I think it's just not great. So I do want to point out that the pathing is just kind of off and awkward, and I don't know, it doesn't always make sense. Can take a while to get around because your Sim's like, yeah, I'm gonna swim here. It's like, no, I had my pregnant Sim. She probably peed herself like 5 times, 6 times during a pregnancy because she wanted to go the long way home, because she swam home instead of walking home, and she peed herself. Like, it happened like 5 times. She just couldn't handle it, so it was kind of a shame. But anyways, what else? I wanted more to do with the volcano. You can't even interact it. I wanted to like chuck some sacrifices in there or something. Obviously not Sims. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but you know, I don't know. I would have liked to offer money in there and chuck your money in there and like see a volcano god or something like that. So I wish that was a bit more. So I don't know. That would have been cool, but didn't happen. You can sunbathe and tan. Well, I suppose they're the kind of the same thing. Was added in. I think it might have been in a free update, but you can do this in any world now. But I thought it was something of note because it's pretty cool. However, I have noticed a bit of an issue with this one. If your Sim is tanned and then they have a baby, the baby treats the tanned skin tone as the parent's skin tone, and they come out extra tan, which is fine. But if you have 2 very pale Sims and then, you know, they're both tan, their child will be born tanned, and then they'll go back to be very pale, and the child won't, because that's what the skin tone it thinks it is. And so when they tan, they'll get even tanner, you know, because it just messes with the skin tones. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just a bit weird, but I've noticed that as a consistent bit of a bug because my Sims have lots of babies, and I don't know, that's just like what goes down. That's all I kind of wanted to mention with things you could do in the world. So, the new aspiration. Let's talk about that. It's cute. It's a fun way to explore the island. But I finished it in about 3 episodes. So that's like an hour and a half at most. And that was it. I wasn't trying to rush finish it. I just finished it naturally. So I felt like the series was finished at that point, really. There wasn't much else to do. It was a nice way. I would have liked to see maybe more. But we had a look at pretty much all of the content in under 2 hours, which was a bit disappointing. Because you had to throw a carver party, you had to pick up rubbish, you had to tan. That was about it. Admittedly, there is a new career, which you did get, but that was about it. That's all you got. So I just wanted to point out that while the new aspiration is cool, and I think it did want to be like a relayed back like aspiration because it's the beach bum aspiration, it was a bit just lackluster, I suppose, because like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, I've done everything now. Okay, right. That's great. But yeah. So let's talk about careers, because we did get new careers. We got quite a few new careers, actually. So we got some part-time careers. I think there was 3 of them. We got a fisher career. That might have been in part of the free patch. I'm not quite sure, but there was a fishing career, a lifeguard career, and a diving career. So I think the lifeguard and diving might have been with Island Living, and I think fishing might have been part of the free patch. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I don't do part-time careers very much, so I don't really pay attention to these sorts of things. So, yeah, well, that's okay. I was a little disappointed, however, with the lifeguard career. I would have really liked to see an active lifeguard career or a work from home, you know, where you could actually patrol the beach and save people. I get they would have had to animate some stuff, but even if you just like told people off, I don't know, I would have liked to see it active. I wanted to live out my Baywatch dreams. I've never actually seen Baywatch, but I've seen the iconic run in the red swimsuit with, you know, Pamela Anderson's boobs going, you know, I've seen it. Like, it's iconic, and I wanted to live out those iconic dreams, but I couldn't. Which is kind of disappointing because it's a sandbox game, EA, which means I should be able to do whatever I want, live out my dreams. But I couldn't do that because it was a rabbit hole career. So that's that disappointment in a whole. So we got some odd jobs as well, which is a new feature. I think, again, this might have been added in the free patch, but I think it's fairly noteworthy. It was kind of cool. You could choose from a couple odd jobs. It was kind of like having a job but not having a job, and you just like signed up and you did the thing and you had to do skills. It was pretty cute. I don't know. I, again, would have liked for some of these to be a bit active, like the sandcastle judging. I would have liked to see a sandcastle festival, and you had to go and do a sandcastle festival judging, and there was other judges, and you didn't even actually have to judge them, but you would have had to go there and look at sandcastles, like, you know, I don't know. I think that would have been cute. Yeah, EA didn't. They didn't think of the cuteness. But anyways, that's fine. That's okay. And finally, the active work from home career? That's what it is. It's a work from home career. The conservationist career. I think this is a cool career. So you can either be an environmental manager when you branch off, or a marine biologist. I played with the environmental manager career and I had a lot of fun. I thought it was really cool, and I really appreciate that. Like, so my sim had to pass an environmental bill, and I think we banned littering. And so I like that you could do that. But you can also, like, you know, say no fishing after 9 p.m. And this actually affects all your saves, I'm pretty sure. That's what it sounded like. I haven't tested this, but it says it does. So Sims get in trouble if they fish after 9 p.m. You can tell them off, and I think that's kind of cool. I think it's nice to see something that actually impacts the world, because like when you were a politician in city living and you did stuff and maybe you were like, yeah, no Sims left behind, or, you know, money for all, you wouldn't actually get to live out your policies. I suppose that's what politics is. You don't actually do anything. You just, you know, make empty promises. Ha! Sorry, bad joke, but kind of real, but not really, maybe. Anyways, but I like that this actually impacts the world and it can impact people. It feels like you're actually changing the sim world, which I think I'd like to see more of that sort of stuff. I think it's a really kind of neat feature and I'd like to see where it goes. But who knows? Maybe it could just be an inconvenience at one point, because what if my sim's a hobo and wants to fish lots? But that's fine. But I don't know. I like it. I like the aspect of it. I think it's really fun. So I thumbs up for that career. That's probably my highlight of the pack, really. So let's talk about the local culture. Now you're probably wondering, why am I talking about the local culture? So to choose my kind of key features to talk about of the gameplay, what I did is I went to the website and I looked at the headings, like the EA's key features. And this was one of them. And then I also added mermaids because they didn't even mention them. That's how lackluster mermaids are. They don't even get a mention on the website. But anyways, local culture. Yes, that is actually a feature we got in the pack. So I'm assuming they're talking about a couple things here. So let's start with the traits. I don't know. I figured this fitted more here than in the creators. And we got 2 new traits. Child of the Island and Child of the Ocean. So with the Child of the Island trait, you can summon some ghosts, which are the island elders. And they don't really do much. They came to my house and I think one of them showed up with fruitcake. And they ate my fruitcake and then they left. I was kind of hoping to be like, yeah, how are we doing on the island? And them to like be like, actually, you're really polluting this and like, I don't know, give me a curse or something. And maybe like you have to clean up like 10 bits of trash to lift the curse. I don't know. I wanted to see more of this. I was really excited when I heard you could like summon island elementals or whatever they were. And they just weren't very engaging or interactive in the gameplay here, but that's something you can do. There's also Child of the Ocean trait, and I don't think you can do much with that. I think they just like to swim. I don't think they get anything cool, but yeah, I don't know. What else do you get here? There's a social event called a carver party. I'm assuming that's part of the culture, but I don't really know what culture they were basing this off. Again, I mean, yeah, they just kind of got around and drank, which, I mean, I'm Australian, that could be a culture here, but I don't know, it feels like I would have liked to see a couple more traditions here, like with the carver party. Like I would have liked to have to use that fire pit thing that they added and do like a roast and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you can do that, but I would have preferred maybe a bit more stricter goals with that, apart from drink your carver. I don't know, it was kind of weird, but it was enjoyable. I liked it. I think it's a neat feature. I would have just liked to see it expanded upon a little bit more. So I don't know. I feel like that's just like the theme of this pack. It's like, yeah, it's nice, but I would have liked it maybe a bit more in detail. It's just like, So now talking about, we're going to talk about mermaids. So I think they did mermaids really dirty. They just didn't do enough, or I was really disappointed, like really disappointed in mermaids. So you can turn into a mermaid in this new pack, and you're probably wondering, what can they do? Because honestly, it's pretty easy to miss if you're playing it. So what can you do with a mermaid? They can sleep in the ocean. They grow a tail. I do like that if they get in the bathtub, you can see their tail. I think that's kind of cool. They can sing some songs. One can trick Sims into the ocean. One can make other Sims flirty. And one can... Ooh, I don't know what I think there's two others. I don't even know what they do. They can summon rain. Weather. Influence the weather is what it's called. They can make it rain or make it stop raining. I guess it's more reliable than the weather machine we got in Seasons. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of what EA's doing lately. They're like, make it rain. Yeah, Get Famous has a make it rain. Seasons has a rain, actual rain. But I don't know. So, I've also heard they can apparently summon a demon under some Sims and drag said Sim to a tentacly death. So that's kind of cool. Haven't tried that. They can summon a dolphin that is extra blue. It is the azure blue dolphin. It has no special features apart from it is extra blue compared to the other dolphins you see in the world. Yeah, that's about it. You get a blue dolphin, mates. I don't know. I'm disappointed with mermaids. Look, it's really sad. I feel like with aliens, they didn't know what they were doing. They just kind of added them in. I thought they were a kind of fun feature. For what they are, I think aliens are actually pretty good. Like, there's not too much else an alien could do. Like, there's no need for a skill tree like you got with vampires and we're getting with witches. But mermaids, I feel like they could have had a lot more to do. But they didn't. EA just kind of did them dirty and a nice pile of disappointment. But yeah, so what would I have changed? Let us start by getting rid of mermaids. That's right. I would like to get rid of mermaids. And instead of having mermaids, I would have liked to see more features of the island fleshed out. I would have liked to see resorts, houseboats, and just the other features just in general made a bit more beefy. Having a bit more, I don't know, oomph to them. Just a bit more. Now, don't get me wrong. I still want mermaids. I would have liked a separate mermaid expansion pack. I would have preferred a game pack, not an expansion pack. But I would have liked mermaids separate. And I think EA could have done this really well. Even, I know what you're thinking. Oh, why have an island pack if, you can't have mermaids? But hear me out. So if they release these two packs at the same time, and they had, even not at the same time, but if they did, they could have had a bundle deal, which you get Island Living and Sims 4 Mermaids together as a bundle pack. And the game pack, maybe it had $5 off, and the expansion pack maybe had $10 off. And so you got a discount for buying them both together. You still paid a little bit more, but you got two fleshed out packs. I think this would have been a better move than putting them all together. I don't know. So that's just kind of what I want. What would I have wanted for mermaids? I would have liked an underwater world. And so if you didn't buy Island Living, a fleshed out version of Island Living, we're pretending here that it was good, you could just click on any body of water and it would have taken you to an underwater world. Think Ariel, Little Mermaid, think that kind of thing. I would have liked to see that. Like we had in Sims 3, there was a little underwater place. I would have liked to see this but expanded upon. Can you imagine having a place that was fully underwater and Sims could just walk around on the floor? That could be just a thing they do. They wouldn't have had to do their tails. It could have just looked extra green. Also, I think there's a grasshopper in my room. That's really random. Anyways, I just noticed like this thing fall from the roof and then it's like hopping around behind my curtain. Anyways, but yeah, that's just kind of what I would have wanted. And personally, I think people would have been happy to pay to have a mermaid's pack fleshed out and also to have an island pack fleshed out. We would have paid the money because it would have given us a quality pack. And I don't know. That's just me. So my main real issues with the pack is, I think what's wrong with it is that they've had two ideas, so the island lifestyle and the mermaids, and they've squished it together into one idea, and it's just kind of disappointing. This is my little analogy in my notes. It's like two half-baked potatoes. No one likes half-baked potatoes. Everyone would prefer one nicely cooked potato, not two lame half-cooked, barely edible potatoes. That's how I feel about this pack. That's exactly what I wrote in my notes. So I feel like we've just got these two half-baked potatoes with these two dodgy ideas that don't work, and they've just not done it properly, and they've got the potential to be good, but they just didn't work on them enough and make them separate. They just put it together and was like, yeah, that's good enough. Don't even worry about it. So my final shorts. I don't even know. Actually, I do own shorts. I'm like, I don't even own shorts. I do own shorts. But my final thoughts on this pack. Should you buy it? It's a really tough one because it really depends on what you're looking for. It's cute. It's got some good features. The build and create a sim items aren't bad. Like, they're not bad. They're good items. They're nice looking items. The gameplay is light. The world is beautiful. So if you're maybe happy to, I don't know, buy it, play it for a weekend, you know, have your Sims just live in an island world, then maybe, yeah, pick it up when it's on sale. But I would not buy it in hopes of getting an island living pack where you live on an island and like immerse yourself in this culture or to be a mermaid. I would buy it generally just because you like the kind of vibe, you like the items, you just want to live on the world. If you've got spare money, I wouldn't rush out and buy it full price because it's just, I honestly think it should have been a game pack. It was very lackluster. I don't know. I would have preferred to see two separate packs with them fleshed out, and I think that's the real kind of problem we're facing at the moment. EA's original release schedule used to be quality over quantity, but the community was very upset by that because they were only getting one expansion pack a year. And I feel like since we've moved further away from this model of getting just one expansion pack a year, the packs have gone downhill. They have been rushed, lackluster. They feel empty. They feel like something you play for a weekend and stop. They're not engaging. Some of the items occasionally are a bit bad. This is the best word I can use. They're just not great. So I miss when they were doing quality over quantity. I have high hopes for Realm of Magic, but I had high hopes for Island Living. And I'm really hoping that Realm of Magic doesn't let me down like Island Living did. I am quite invested in the witch idea. I do a lot of that sort of stuff myself, and so I'm really into magic. I've always been really into magic, and so I'm going to be really upset if they mess this up because it's something that I've always cherished, I suppose, which sounds kind of strange, but magic has always been important to me. I love fantasy. I love all that sort of stuff, so I'm going to be very upset if they mess it up. So that's it for Island Living. We will be starting Realm of Magic with Archie and Mia's daughter, whose name I believe I called her Poppy. I can't remember. But I only did it like an hour ago, so I should remember, but I don't. But that's it. So I would pick this pack up if you know that it's not the fullest pack and you know that you're not going to get these super expanded upon ideas, and you know maybe you just want to play it for a weekend. And but yeah, I would definitely wait until it's on sale. I wouldn't grab it full price. I don't think it's worth it. I think if you want to get one of the expansion packs full price, get Seasons, get Cats and Dogs, get City Living. I think those three are like my top 3 expansion packs. They were good, they were expanded upon, like they had a lot. I would recommend those ones. I liked them. But other than that, that's about it, really. I will see you all tomorrow to continue. Not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know when I'm posting this. But I will see you guys all soon for starting Generation 4 of my expansion pack legacy, which will be playing Realm of Magic. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.